Two rooks, strangers, one found unresponsive, the other looking for loot late in the season. This is Saving ArkhamDad. Our story starts with our protagonist. I need to stop doing that voice. Alright, so I'm Magpie. I'm running Marathon here back in May of 2026. I am pretty late in the season now. It's like the 25th, and I am doing a Rook run, when all of a sudden, as part of my Rook run, I realize that I've heard someone nearby. Now, I have a general policy of not hurting anyone in a Rook run, unless I must for self-defense, and so, especially against Rooks, I don't think that Rook-on-Rook violence is very fun, unless you're defending yourself from a particularly angry Rook. So you can see I'm using the friendly callout here to make sure that the Rook knows that I'm friendly. I don't voice chat during this because I had my mic off during this run and it just happened to come across this run. And so I don't reach out to them over voice or anything. I just hear them running around or something. Like I hear footsteps. And so I keep looking around. I'm going to speed up the video in a few places here when I'm just like looting and running around, just for the full context to show you how I got where I'm going. But in general, it's pretty much, I hear this person, I'm looking for them, I don't find them, I decide I'm going to go hit this tad and figure out what's going on. When I do, I find this little blue dot over in that area that I thought that the Rook was, that I heard, because it wasn't three people, it's just the one. And, you know, they're just sitting there, so I'm like, okay, let's go make sure that they know I'm friendly. You know, I don't want to scare them. But when I approach, they don't look at me, they're sort of AFK, and so I leave them alone. You'll find now that this person is named ArkhamDad. This is a person that I don't know anything about. I hope, ArkhamDad, you're still playing Marathon and having some good runs, and if you're not, you're having a good rest of your life. But I think this is just like a weird coincidence where they happen to go AFK at station, and I happen to be there, and they had the chance to do violence upon me, but instead went AFK, and so I just leave them alone, right? I go back, I loot, and I'm sort of running around wondering, like, what's going on with this person? I'm keeping an ear out for them. Every so often, I look back to check if they're doing okay, if anyone has hurt them, or if they've come back from AFK and they're going to hurt me. You know, all of the usual paranoid marathon extraction shooter type things. But as it's going on, the timer is getting lower and lower. The timer is getting lower and lower. And I just can't get something out of my mind, which is, what if this is my new goal? So as you can see, new extractions just spawned, and you'll find that one of them is at station. So I need to get to an extraction. The one at station is the closest, and I realize there's just enough time left, I think, for me to get another person over the line here too. And so you'll notice that I have about 3 minutes left once I hit this tad. That's important because that means there are 3 minutes to find an exfil and exfil. And then after that, there will be no more exfils, it'll just be the final exfil, and that'll go on for about a minute, and then it go away. But I've just noticed that the crew exfil is at station, so I'm going to go hit it. When I do so, there are going to be 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, plus final exfil time, so 3 minutes and 30 seconds total, for me to get to the exit and leave, which is no time at all. I can do that no problem, right? But my master plan is not just to get out. It is to help this Rook who is in danger, who is in need, also get out. I'm looking around, he's still there. And so, ArkhamDad, I'm coming to save you. And I don't know if you've ever tried to push someone in Marathon, whether like your buddy has gone AFK and you need to put him in a corner or whatever, but it's not fun. The physics aren't built for that. There's no like drag mechanic or anything like that, which much like other multiplayer games, you just sort of like hope. And so for the next 2 minutes plus 1 minute of final exfil, I'm going to try to get ArkhamDad, who I'm about to ping and reveal the name of, over the line. And once I do, we will be both exfilling with all of our gear. Now, ArkhamDad, I don't know if you had anything on you that you particularly wanted to keep, or any loot that would feel great that you didn't expect to keep because you went AFK and then the round ended. But I hope whatever's going on, you're doing all right. And in particular, if you do watch this, if you're playing Marathon, I wish you good luck in those runs. And if not, that your life in general is going pretty swell. But you'll notice that pushing this guy across the line comes with a bit of a conundrum, which is that some UESC bots have just spawned right next to me, and they're trying to kill both of us. I do have a mercy kit on me, I believe. I do not know if he has a mercy kit or a self-revive or whatever. It doesn't also matter because if he's AFK, he couldn't use it anyway. So ArkhamDad and I are just making our way to the exit. You can see his shield pops there, which means he has no more shield for the rest of this run, unless he uses a shield on himself. And so now it's gotten very dangerous. He's taking some damage. You can see there's blood pooling beneath him. I need to take out these bots before they take down ArkhamDad. I have no idea how much health he had left. I hope it was enough because he's getting shot a lot, but he doesn't go down. And so I push and push and push, try to get him out of the line of sight of these bots, kill the bots that I need to kill, and finally we get over the line, and as we do, he stands up, which makes the last 30 seconds of this push very difficult. The other thing to know is I don't think that this extract is going to be around for much longer, so I am stressed out because either I'm going to make the final exfil through this exfil instead of the final exfil, and ArkhamDad won't, or neither of us are getting out because I can't run all the way to the final exfil from here. This is now a life or death situation for both of us because time is ticking down. And so you'll notice as soon as the timer hits 0, the final exfil counter is going to start. It starts at 60 seconds. It counts down from there. Once that is done, we're both going to die. Doesn't matter. And so I need to get him over the exfil. It takes 10 seconds to exfil, so we're running out of time. And eventually I realize that the extract is making some weird noises. I don't know if it's about to leave. I don't know if going over there and resetting it does anything, but I decide, you know what? I need to finish what I started. 30 seconds left, pushing him all the way back to the exfil. We make it over the line. We both get out with only 10 seconds to spare. It is the most fun, weird side quest I've ever given myself in this game. And so now that I've said my piece about ArkhamDad and about this very fun adventure I've had and how it's a very cool side quest I gave myself, I want to end this with the reason I'm making this video. I can't get this run out of my head. I recorded this on May 25th, 2026. A couple days earlier on May 23rd, 2026, I was having a very bad day. I had overeaten the day before as a coping mechanism. I'd fallen asleep. I was very depressed. I woke up at 2 a.m. not feeling very good, as you might expect, and having just terrible thoughts. And so I jumped on Marathon to distract myself from them and hoping to make some last-minute progression before the season ended. And I was just having bad run after bad run. I decided to do a couple of Rook runs. People were bad-mouthing me, saying very not nice things. People were just being generally rude. I know that this is a PvP game, but like I was trying to be friends with people, and then they would backstab me about it. Like, just not a lot of good stuff that day. And then I load into a match. It's now 4:30, and I am just sitting there loading in, and I hear footsteps, and it's a team. And I'm a Rook. I don't have much to defend myself with, so I just sort of wait for my demise because I am having those kinds of terrible thoughts that lead you to not do much when bad things are happening. And so they run up on me and they go, "Hey, are you friendly?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm friendly." And I think that they're going to backstab me. I think they're going to kill me. But instead they say, "We're in maintenance. You know, run over to Algae Ponds, run around Dire Marsh. You'll find some loot. We pretty much wiped the server. So go crazy." And so I'm like, "Cool, thanks for being cool." And I run off. I don't have any footage of this run. I don't remember the names of the people. But all I remember is feeling like, thank God I finally have a win. I can go get some loot. I can get out of here. And then I hear off in the distance shooting, and I didn't have much else to lose. I looted some pretty good stuff. I run over, and I see these guys shooting one of the late game bosses, which is the rocket drone. And the rocket drone is not looking too good. It looks like it's maybe actually going to go down, and I've never killed it as a Rook before, so I go over to help. And finally it goes down. And I'm looking around at these people, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can trust them. You know, I'm still having those trust issues from earlier. And then all of a sudden, I hear, off in the distance, a familiar voice, the same voice that was talking to me earlier. And he goes, "Magpie! Magpie, is that you? Magpie, you've returned! Come, loot with us, Magpie!" This, like, super theatrical, like, entertainer voice that I just cheered me up all of a sudden. It was, like, the most welcoming thing that I've ever heard. And that little act of kindness, that little act of like someone being excited to see me in a game where people had just been tearing me down for 2 or 3 hours by that point was so needed. They didn't need to do anything for me. I was just a Rook in a runner's world, and they did. They shared their loot with me. I helped them kill this thing. They helped me get some of that loot too. And so we go to the extract together. and I just sit there for 10, 20 minutes afterwards. And I know this sounds cheesy, and I know this sounds like I'm probably not okay, which maybe I'm not. I was crying at the end of that run, and I texted my friend at 5 a.m. to say I needed that so bad. And I described what happened. This run has stuck in my mind. And so I just want to say to anyone out there that's having those kinds of thoughts that I described, or is not feeling like they matter, just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, whether it's, you know, having some friends in your life that you can go to, or some random people in a video game that help you achieve your goals, whatever they may be. And to whoever that was in that game on Dire Marsh so long ago now, thank you for your kindness and for your inclusivity, and for being one of the few people in the early morning on that day to not be a dick to me. And I just hope that if you're listening to this and you are a marathon player yourself, or you play other online games, that you have a shred of humanity when dealing with people. Remember that everyone has a story, everyone's a person, and just because they're making you less successful in a video game doesn't mean that you're not there to have fun and to achieve your goals and whatever else you want to do in that game. It's going to be easier with people. It's going to be easier with community. We're all going to get through it. I hope that we all get through it together. Thanks for watching.